wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Alrighty. Hello and welcome to the KVJ Show. Here we go. It is Monday, President's Day. What up, Bird?
What up?
How you doing, my friend?
Good.
Good.
Gras?
That's what Virginia has taught us about these very meaningful days. She is in New Orleans, getting ready for the big one, which is tomorrow. But it sounds like they've actually been partying for a couple weeks now. That's the one thing I've kind of learned about this whole thing, is that it goes on for quite a while.
Virginia and her family, or just New Orleans?
I think Virginia is a total, like, she never shuts it down, but the city itself has been raging for many days now. So we'll try to check in with Virginia. You can follow her on social. She's posted up a couple of photos. But then, like with anything on social media, I can't tell what's real and what's AI. She took a photo next to a large panda on Bourbon Street. I'm guessing that is probably AI.
Wow.
Yeah, without knowing.
But you never know.
Well, the huge panda is wearing beads, a lot of beads. So, I don't know. That to me, I'm guessing. I'm not an expert in AI.
That is definitely AI.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was thinking that probably would be.
Even her picture looks like it's...
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not even a current. That's not her that day. I don't think that's her at all, even in New Orleans.
That's funny, though.
Yeah. It is something. So, yeah, so that's what you got. You do have a couple of photos of Virginia there, and there she is with her crew on the street, if you're watching KVJ TV right now on YouTube. How
hard do you think she raged yesterday?
If I remember, I think she, like, day one, because they got there Friday at midnight, and then they were going to get up and hit the parades. And if I remember from previous years, I think she goes pretty hard on Saturday and then kind of slowly starts to taper it off as the week goes on. But she goes 100% on day one, 80, 60, and then I think she kind of, ramps it down.
It starts off Raging Cajun, and it morphs into family time.
Yes, right, exactly. Yeah, so she started on the party day, but, we'll see. So, yeah, they've got a party today. The big party is tomorrow for Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday. She'll be back with us on Thursday here. But here in South Florida, I mean, this is a raging party day on top of it. President's Day.
Oh, dude. Me and Denny's have been lit the entire morning.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, the people that just rage on President's Day. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm going to drink on Sunday. Drinking Sunday. Don't have to work on Monday. Happy birthday, President. Great vacation, celebration, destination, intoxication, inebriation, cross the nation, birthday president. God, I love the president, so there'll be no hesitance on belly shots of rufflements, birthday president. Yeah, President's Day is awesome, you know what I'm talking about. You know, if George Washington were alive today, he'd probably say something like, good God, I'm 274 years old. Why can't I die? What's wrong with me? Isn't that weird? But he also thinks that he might be happy that he gets to half celebrate his birthday on the third Monday in February. That's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. There will be no complaining if it's snowy or it's rainy. Beer and a shot. I say beer and a shot. I say beer and a shot with my man Dick Cheney. Happy birthday, President.
Jimmy Fallon, I think more back in his drinking days.
Yes.
Ooh, man, we had a lot going on, Jbird. I know you had a nice little weekend away, and man, we had a lovely time on the Treasure Coast. We were there for the Taste a Little Italy, and myself, Jbird, and Denny's, we were a part of the meatball eating contest, and a big congratulations to Sean coming back and claiming the belt yet again 2 years in a row.
That's a dynasty, my man.
It is. He's building on it. He went through 4 massive meatballs. It was 1 pound of meat in 1 minute and 15 seconds.
The thing that was cool about the champ, he was talking to the other contestants and giving them pointers of what to do. And without any ego, honestly trying to be a mentor to the other competitors to say, hey, here's what I do, try that. And he still won.
Yeah, he did.
It's amazing.
He even told you, yeah. And, I think it kind of threw everything off. He had to make an adjustment because last year they had smaller balls. And this year they went through a larger ball. And so he was talking about how he'd wolf down the first 4. He would cut the next 2. Then he'd wolf the last 2. So he adapted in the moment. And that's honestly the mark of a true champion.
Yeah.
And it was impressive.
It is. Now he's the meatball guy.
Yes, he is definitely the meatball guy. I would say he, without a doubt, he owns it. It is all him. Right at the end, though, I was looking at him, and he was struggling, and it looked like the meat was going to rebound.
It looked like he almost threw up. It did, yeah.
He was struggling there at the end, and I had to kind of like duck out of the way. It was really kind of crazy. It was almost like as I saw the meat, I knew it was going to return, and I kind of duck just at that moment. Big old chunks of meat came flying out of Sean's mouth, and to me, it was kind of like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. Like I was doing all these movements, and like in slow motion, just big old pellets of meat were like flying right over my face and right by my eyes.
He's a humble champion.
Yes, he is. He is. He had his family there, and it was lovely to see them, and so, yeah, it was just a really fantastic time. And, boy, I got to tell you, the tradition is just gorgeous.
I know.
It's unreal.
Every time I go up there, I go, dang, they can build some things quickly.
Yeah, it looks like a movie set. And my wife and I, the Queen, we just fell in love with that Port St. Lucie area. It is absolutely fantastic. So our big old meatball sponsor, they were great. We went over there and we had some wine, which was fantastic, had a salad. They had some kind of great bread that was just fantastic. So everything was really good there. And then we went over to Southpaw Brewing, not too far. Have you ever seen that big old heart that they have? It's there in Port St. Lucie. And they've got this complex right there, and they've put a heart on the corner. It's almost kind of like a big old landmark.
Yeah.
I got to say, it's pretty cool. And the Queen and I, it was great because it was Valentine's Day. And so we took a photo right there by the big old heart, and it was just lovely. So, yeah, it was a great time up there in Port St. Lucie. So thanks to everybody that came out and everybody that said hello. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves there, and congratulations again to Sean for that. Other things going on this weekend. Did you see anything from the Palm Tree Music Festival?
I did not.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, that got a little bit crazy. Now, they had that on the West Palm Beach waterfront landing is what they call that. And what they did with it, it wasn't in the Meyer Amphitheater. If you've ever done Sunfest, you know how they take the main stage, and I think it used to be the Ford stage, and it's right there in the Great Lawn. It's right on the water. And you can pack a lot of people in there. 12,000 tickets they did. Calvin Harris was the ultimate headliner. Kygo, Sophie Tucker, Bunt also out there performing. And the one thing about going to an EDM artist, you know, sometimes with a rock musician or country, they may sound really great on the radio, but then they just can't pull it off live. That's the thing about going to EDM, because they're just playing the recording of the recording they've made. Yeah. So there's zero chance really that it sounds bad.
Unless someone walks into the DJ booth and knock over equipment.
Unless it skips. I mean, that really is a good thing about going to an EDM show. But it was packed. It looked like everybody had a great time. And as usual with the downtown events, I saw young kids scaling the fences, hopping over. They do that thing because you've got the garbage cans that are out there on the street, which I think are kind of embedded in the street. And then they put the fencing, and it's regular, just, you know, temporary chain link fencing. I think they do the same thing for Ultra and these music fests. But these kids are just, you know, bum rushing and getting right in. Tortuga, I think, kind of does the same on Fort Lauderdale Beach.
So if you are good at hopping fences, this actually helps you.
There was this one girl on video. She was like a jackrabbit. I mean, honestly, I think she could bust out of prison. This girl was boing, boing, and just right in, like within a heartbeat. And I kind of don't blame him because general admission tickets were $169.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you save some money by jumping in there, but technically that's not allowed. But it was definitely a full crowd. And it sounded fantastic, obviously, everybody that was there. So that was just some of the big stuff that was going on this weekend in South Florida. Not too far from us, they had the Daytona 500 going on. I actually even forgot. There were so many things with the Olympics on and everything else that was going on. I kind of forgot that the Daytona 500 was going to be running this weekend. And they pack it in there in Daytona Beach. And the big news is Michael Jordan, who never wins anything, his team won the Daytona 500. And it was kind of a crazy finish with Tyler Reddick down the home stretch in the last lap.
To the top side. He's got help. Riley Herbst, his teammate. Reddick drops to the bottom. Alongside Elliott. In the wall goes Herbst. And Tyler Reddick comes to the line. Wow. A shower of sparks behind him.
There you go.
That's neat to have Jordan involved.
Yeah, it was really cool. He's from North Carolina. That is the headquarters of NASCAR. So I think he kind of grew up in it. And it takes a lot of money. And when you've got a lot of money and you love competition, I can only imagine the gambling that Michael Jordan's able to do on all these NASCAR races. He's got to love that.
All my friends are becoming addicted to gambling because it's so easily.
It's just crazy, right? I guess we thought it was going to be a good idea. Here's Michael Jordan talking about his NASCAR win.
I can't even believe it. Yeah, I mean, it was so gratifying. I mean, we had 4 guys that were really fighting, that was helping each other out. I mean, you never know how these races are going to end, right? It's like you just try to survive. And, you know, I thought Riley did an unbelievable job by pushing at the end. You know, that shows you what teamwork can really, really do. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit. He won't get enough credit, but we feel the love. We understand exactly what he did. And, I mean, we just hung in there all day. I mean, we great strategy by the team, and we gave ourselves a chance at the end. And, look, I'm ecstatic. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It feels like I won a championship, but until I get my ring, I won't even know.
No, there you go. I guess technically that'd be 7 championships if you count the ones he won in basketball.
I mean, I've never won anything.
Right, I know. It's just like he and Tom Brady, they don't know how to not win. Everything they do, they just win. And also kind of a surprise win in the slam dunk competition. They had the NBA All-Star weekend that was going on, and a dude that plays for the Miami Heat, Keshad Johnson, actually a guy that was just hours before sent down to the G League, to the Sioux Falls Skyforce, got a call to be in the slam dunk competition. He shows up, puts on his Miami Heat jersey, and he becomes the 3rd player in the Miami Heat's 38 seasons to win the slam dunk competition.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it means anything for him playing in the NBA, but it was cool to win that trophy. And everybody's like, who's this guy? Keshad Johnson. So congratulations, Miami Heat getting a win on that over the weekend as well. We had a very Treasure Coast kind of weekend. We were there for the Taste of Little Italy that was going on all weekend long. Had beautiful weather. It was just unbelievable on Saturday. Perfectly sunny, not a cloud in the sky.
All the contestants were really cool, too. I got to talk to them, chop it up with them. It was fun.
We had a lot of contenders out there. Had like 9 people up on the stage. Of course, we had to have a couple Anthonys there.
Yes.
What is an Italian fest without a couple Anthonys representing? And everybody did fantastic. It was a really good time, so thoroughly enjoyed that. Pistaio was fantastic. Went there for a little bit of lunch. Went and checked out old Southpaw Brewing. Place has been open for about a year. They had really good food, good beer, great ambiance. It was just a really cool place. I was highly impressed. And man, they're putting in so many housing complexes there in Port St. Lucie. And you stayed just down the street a bit. You were in Stewart and checked out a bit of Jensen Beach. What did you think, Jbird?
Well, we thought we were staying at Hutchinson Island.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But we were in the heart of Stewart, which I love me some Stewart.
Okay.
But we thought we were going to be at a different location.
Right.
We weren't.
So you're not far from that Chaos Corner or whatever, the roundabout that they have, Confusion Corner, I guess they call it.
Yeah, I can't believe how many restaurants Stewart has. It's insane.
Yeah, they have a really great little downtown area.
They do.
Not far from the tracks.
But we were at a hotel, and my girlfriend kind of got yelled at by one of our neighbors next to us.
Uh-oh, what floor?
We were on the first floor next to a gym.
Okay.
And we weren't the place right next to it, but we could see the gym from your room. And Honey Face, my girlfriend, walked out really quick to go get something out of the car. And when she walked out, the door behind her slammed.
Okay.
She didn't realize it slammed, but I mean, it did slam. And then all of a sudden, this woman jumps out of her room and goes, excuse me, do you speak Spanish? That's how she opens up the whole thing.
What, did she look like she was Spanish herself?
I couldn't really tell because I'm out. Like I'm hearing this all develop.
Okay.
And so I can hear this going on outside of the door. I'm going, all right, this is going to turn weird.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend said yes, and she goes, well, let me just tell you, please don't slam the door. It's really rocking my bed. It rocked my bed.
Okay.
And my girlfriend didn't do it. She says, okay, and walked out. And then they just had this attitude towards the entire time while we were there.
Did she speak to her in Spanish at all? I'm kind of confused why she even opened up with that and then proceeded to speak English.
I don't know. We don't know.
Because she should have asked if she speaks English, right? Before talking to her in English.
Look, I'm not making this up. This is how it went down.
Wow,
I have no idea what's in people's minds or hearts or what's going on. It just, when I heard that, I go, all right, this is a weird way to start a conversation. Do you speak Spanish?
And?
She's like, yeah. She goes, do me a favor, just don't slam that door. It's really rocking my bed.
What an odd opening line.
It was.
You say you guys got your first couples massage, at least you did.
Well, I didn't know people. Every time I said, yeah, me and Honey Face are getting a couples massage, they go, really? Whoa. Is there
Valentine's Day weekend?
Yeah, but is there a carnal thing attached to that? I thought you could just get a massage.
Yeah, no, you can just get a massage.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, my wife and I have done that several times. In fact, we kid about, hey, we got a little bit of, but yeah, I mean, come on, you're like,
no.
Yeah, you're like, nah, let's not, throw it off. But yeah, there's a lot of great package deals, especially Valentine's Day weekend, sit in a hot tub, get your massage, chill out a little bit together.
Do you find yourself not relaxing during a massage because you don't want to accidentally fart or snore?
It depends. Yeah, I'm probably in between of half relaxed, half tense because of just the oddity of it. My wife, she has no problem. She fully lets herself go, and whatever comes out, comes out. And if she takes a nap, she a lot of times falls asleep for it. But yeah, it is a little bit awkward. But yeah, there are, in fact, I had seen that just a couple days ago, that there are a lot of people that they do have some kind of anxiety getting a stress relieving massage. And you would think that would not be the case. It's kind of odd that you're actually adding stress as you're trying to relieve stress.
For some people, a massage is pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't understand, but I kind of understand that.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I think it depends upon how you look at the massage. But it was lovely. Enjoyed your experience.
They were awesome. They were great. I love Jensen Beach. I have not been up there since we did our wrestling event.
Yeah, wow. That was a while ago at the Mulligan's right there on the water.
I don't think I've been to Mulligan's for at least 10 years maybe up there. Right. I haven't been up in that area. It is nice. I loved it.
It is. It is definitely a lovely place. No doubt about it.
Very cozy.
Yeah, it is. It still seems to not have the same kind of anxiety that you have as you go further south into Palm Beach County. In fact, I kind of realized that. I felt very relaxed, and then I crossed over into Palm Beach County, and I got different levels of anxiety. And I think that's kind of what happens. Like, you get a certain layer of anxiety, you cross into Broward, that increases, you get into Miami-Dade, and it's just, forget about it. You're just a bundle of all stress.
$5.95.
Yeah, right.
That right there alone stresses me out.
Yeah. In fact, I had a couple of conversations with people from Treasure Coast, and they were just talking about the anxiety they get coming too far south. Like, yeah, we like it, but yeah, it's kind of stressful. Like, I get it. You're right.
I loved it up there. I do. I've always said I've been Stuart, Port St. Lucie at heart for the longest time.
It's
and
lovely.
I would probably live up there if it wasn't so far from the station.
My wife and I said the exact same thing. Yeah, if we weren't anchored to coming in here to a building Absolutely. We would definitely consider being there. Fun stuff over the weekend. I actually got to hang out with my son Cannon, which is amazing. I never see him. He is a junior in high school. He's got a girlfriend, and he never wants to be home. But we actually went to Pop Stroke and played a little putt-putt with him on Friday night, which is good.
How is that? I think I saw a Pop Stroke up there.
Yeah, they do. They have one in Port St. Lucie. In fact, they started in Port St. Lucie, and then they got theirs before Palm Beach County got theirs.
That looks fun.
It is. It's very cool. It is a really good time. And it's great for a putt-putt, and you get cocktails, and they got big old screens all over the place, so you can watch sports while that's going on. Did a KVJ Eats at Dixie Grill and Bar, which is nice little hidden gem. If you love craft beer and really good food and novelty and nostalgia, they've got all of it. You can see that video up on kvj.eats. And Denny's was kind of giving a little bit of a tip for anybody that has young kids. Remember that a lot of times they're very cool at fire stations. If you've got a young kid that loves fire trucks, you can kind of just walk them right on up. And baby Lachlan got a tour of the firehouse over the weekend, and you said he absolutely just loved it, Denny's.
Oh, I thought it was the best. I didn't realize you could just walk up into them and they'll give kids a tour anytime.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. In fact, it's a great recruiting tool, because if you get a kid hooked and be like, man, I want to be a fireman, then they grow up and keep that passion. You keep replenishing the necessary numbers.
Well, so the guy that gave us a tour, he was younger, and he said that he became a firefighter because his dad randomly stopped one day and brought him in there, and he thought it was the coolest thing ever, and he ended up becoming a firefighter. I go, damn, Lachlan might do the same thing.
Wow, that's cool.
He got to sit in the chair and pretend he was driving and stuff. There's all these buttons. He kept pushing. I go, those look expensive. And the guy goes, it's off. You don't have to worry about it. So there's so many like levers and stuff on the side of the machine. He got to play with all of that stuff. They were cool with him playing with everything. It was crazy.
Do they have a pole in the firehouse?
No, because this firehouse wasn't 2 stories.
Okay.
So maybe in a 2-story one they do, but
right.
I think if they have the ability to build a freestanding building, they'll make it just wide and big, you know?
Right.
But I noticed that when you walk in there, they got a whole gym. Yeah, they got a course that they run in the back.
Yeah, it's really cool. My brother-in-law is a firefighter, paramedic, and just know what the lifestyle's like, because you'll be working a couple days on, and so they're cooking all their meals together. The bond between firefighters, it's truly family.
It is.
It's a unique profession in that way, and they really go to bat for the people that they work with, because you do become family in that.
You should.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely, because you got to have each other's back. I mean, your lives are in each other's hands a lot of times.
So if you're looking for something to do with your kid, which you always are, just stop into a fire station. And I mean, we were there for an hour. They were just having a good old time.
You didn't set an appointment or anything? You just walked right up?
I was just, so each day that I pick up my son, I play a game with them, whether the fire station doors are open or closed.
Yeah.
And if they're open, you can see the fire trucks there. So we slow down and he always waves at the fire truck. And if they're closed, we just say that they're sleeping.
Okay.
So blah, blah, blah. So I seen them and they were all outside, and I go, you know what? I flipped a U-turn and pulled right into the parking lot and just walked them up and said, hey, my kid loves fire trucks. Is it cool if I just show it to him? And they were just so happy to have visitors.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's so cool of them to do that.
Yeah, that is. That's a cool little thing. And if you got a kid that loves it, then sounds like they're more than welcoming to do that. Were we lied to? I almost feel like maybe we were, after seeing this latest report on what is going on with Lion Country Safari. Now, Larry Ellison, he is one of the richest men on planet Earth. He purchased the land and everything underneath it there. Lion Country Safari has been a part of this community for a very long time, family owned there, quite some time as well, and just a place that we've loved to go. It was one of the first places that I took my kids out, and they absolutely loved it. The memories that we have at Lion Country Safari go way back. And so when he'd bought it, people kind of freaked out and said, what's going on with this stuff? Because you're the kind of guy that likes to turn a profit. It's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to sell off the campground. Everything else is going to be good. Not so sure that's the case now. In fact, they're reporting there's some interesting shifts that are happening in signs that maybe Lion Country Safari is not going to be around much longer.
Lion Country Safari is phasing out some attractions. The park will not say what, but we did see advertisements for the water park and rides are no longer listed on the park's website.
That was kind of a big perk that they had done that and kind of expanded to that level.
I thought that was a major upgrade.
I did too. That's why when you're no longer promoting the upgrade of what I thought was kind of making you an added benefit to go there, when they don't want to promote that, that is kind of a troubling sign.
You smell something fishy?
That's one. Now there's a couple more that add to it.
It's the latest change after Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison bought the property. The park is now no longer renewing or selling annual passes.
Okay, there's a
Lion Country Safari.
That's problem number 2 right there.
Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern.
Yeah, so they're doing that. They're not renewing the passes. Okay, what else we got going on?
It also has plans to close the campground that's next door. The park calls these changes part of an evolution, but people like this couple, passionate about animal conservation, made a habit of going every Valentine's Day, tell us their concern.
You know, all these people are buying up these land and property in Florida, and they're changing it. You know, and I don't know if it's for the better.
The park says it will remain open. It's about 2 miles away from this AI data center that's being proposed. We asked Oracle if it's behind the data center and if there were any plans to close the park. It told us no comment.
So we're not going to be closing it all we're not promoting our biggest attraction that we'd added up to get more people here. The passes are kind of going away, and we're not giving you a comment as to whether or not we're going to stay open.
We've seen this happen before. We know the signs of something not smelling right.
Yeah, it is not looking great. I got to tell you, I was pretty confident. I was believing the hype when it went down. I'm like, okay, I mean, so what? They just don't want to do the campground anymore. After I hear this, I am very nervous that Lion Country Safari is going to be going bye-bye.
What's next? We swear nothing's changing. We're just phasing out the lions. Right. But everything's cool.
You're going to go out there. You're going to see a dude in like a lion costume waving at you. And you'll be like going, hey, guys, feel like you're really kind of just phoning it in right now.
Nothing to see here. There's no lions, but nothing's changing.
Wait, that's not even a lion. That's a guy in a fake lion beard.
If they take the lions out, I will go out there in a lion costume and stay out there just for the smell of it.
That's the ultimate bad sign is when they do that. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I think it's been a fantastic place. I mean, to be able to see those kind of animals and in that kind of environment and that up close, it's just been such a unique experience that I really hope nothing happens with it, but confidence is not there.
Well, I mean, I grew up in this area, so as a little kid, I remember Lion Country Safari. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when that was opened up, that was a big trip for my family.
Yeah, absolutely. So to lose Lion Country Safari in this area, that would be, to me, a massive blow. I think it's one of the coolest things to bring people to when they're from out of town to say, look at what we've got here. So we may not have that much longer. And it is not a great day in the world of animal conservation. Not only do I have the Lion Country Safari news, but one of the greats has announced that he is calling it quits. Ron McGill. He is saying goodbye to Zoo Miami. His last day is going to be May 10th.
Oh, my birthday.
Yep.
Wow. He was really nice.
He's fantastic. He's just great. Unbelievable personality. He just, really kind of brought the experience alive, and what he has done for the last 46 years for animal conservation and for South Florida is just unmatched.
I'm retiring from Miami-Dade County, but I'm not leaving what I love to do. And though I'm turning the page, my dedication to wildlife, to conservation, and to the people who make it all possible remains as strong as ever. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for all the incredible support I've received for so many years. I'm looking forward to see what lies ahead.
He's still going to be doing a little bit here and there, but he's not going to be responsible for the day-to-day at Zoo Miami after May 10th. So best to Ron McGill and everything he has done for animal conservation in South Florida. Well, technology, you got to worry about the blessings and the curse from it. Know that more and more people, they're kind of getting into some of the chat GPT and whatnot. And Jbird, I know you have had this little chat GPT assistant for some time, and you've talked about how she's kind of gotten to know you and might be getting a little bit creepy.
It's getting to a point, I think, chat GPT is emotionally understanding the people they're talking to. And I kind of feel like that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, because I think chat GPT is only telling you the positive things. They're a yes person. And I think some people are going to emotionally fall for that and not make the right adjustments in their life if they are leaning on it too much.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be possible. I think that's it. You've got a loneliness epidemic that is happening right now where people are not wanting to go out to bars as much, and they're not having the cocktails, and they're not socializing the same way that they used to because it's much easier to stay at home and you can get everything delivered. You can connect to people, whether it be playing video games or whatever, and they feel content just staying inside their little cubby and not going out at all. And then they're finding other ways when they need a friend that their technology will talk to them, and it feels a lot like a friend.
Well, it's weird because I was doing all that research about sleeping because I went through 4 days, a week or so ago with no sleep, and some weird things started to happen. And I wanted to research it to make sure I wasn't completely losing my mind.
Yeah.
So when you went through ChatGPT, you almost have to kind of tell them what's going on in your brain, and they remember it. So if I just go to ChatGPT for, something that's benign, go, first, Birdman, I just want to ask you, how have you been sleeping? Are you okay? How are you doing emotionally right now?
And it asks you that, huh?
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And they bring up things that you've brought up and go,
right.
So tell me about the sleeping problem. Have you got that cornered yet? Because that's what I'm really worried about you right now. Not anything else. The sleeping problem, Birdman.
There's a good bit of concern with all this stuff.
Dude, that's so bizarre because what if you really need to get something done and you're going, oh, yeah, you're right. I need to go take a nap because Lilly, my robot, told me, it's okay, Birdman. Go take a nap. Don't get things done.
All these tech and data companies, that's what they want to do is just they want an entire profile of everybody. We were even warning last week that a lot of people are getting suckered in and wanting ChatGPT to kind of draw up that photo of them from everything they know about them. And if it wasn't accurate enough, they're like, oh, well, let us know more about you so that we can make it more accurate. And then that's just another way that they get more information about you personally.
Especially if you are vulnerable and you need a remedy of something and it's giving you information quick. You're going, all right, blah, blah, blah. Here's what my sleep ailment are. What can I do right now in the moment?
Right.
And they're getting all of this information, but they're also getting emotional information from you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's just everything is tracking you at all times and in different ways. And I know they were so worried about TikTok tracking you because, it was ByteDance that was a Chinese company, and they're worried about the Chinese Communist Party getting your information. Well, it doesn't sound like TikTok is kind of backing off. In fact, users say they may be getting tracked by the app far more than they realize, even when they're not on the platform. This is even with the changes that have happened. They say the tracking tools or pixels that are placed on outside websites can collect data like shopping habits, emails, and browsing behavior, and then that information can be used to target ads or shape content recommendations. Now, some privacy experts are saying that users can limit some of that tracking by tightening your settings, like turning off your location access, disabling cross-app tracking on iPhones, and blocking targeted ads. Because some people just are not comfortable with a company getting such a profile about them that's so extensive.
I do foresee a problem in the future. Potentially here.
I wonder. I'm at the point where I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, what does this mean if they know absolutely everything about you? And you think about it, let's say that they are coming after you and you'd be like, they are harassing me for no reason and I've got to go running. Well, if they had a profile of you, any place you might think to go hide, they'd be like, well, we know every place you know.
There's nowhere to hide anymore.
Right. And so maybe that's what happens. I mean, we're really kind of honestly in the first 15 minutes of some weird sci-fi movie that we'll probably halfway through really start seeing the problems, and then 3/4 of the way through you realize it's too late, and then the whole battle begins, and then we'll see how it ends.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sniffing out some things that I think could be a problem.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, we'll see. And the thing that's happening is more and more often we are turning over a lot of our education to kids. And Virginia had sent me this video of this guy that was talking to Congress just about a week or so ago. And he was saying that they have noticed with the youngest generation now that their test scores have fallen off of a cliff.
Our kids are less cognitively capable than we were at their age. Since we've been standardizing and measuring cognitive development since the late 1800s, every generation has outperformed their parents. And that's exactly what we want. We want sharper kids. And the reason for this largely has been school. Each generation spends more time in school. We use school to develop our cognition. Congratulations, you see your correlation. Until Gen Z. Gen Z is the first generation in modern history to underperform us on basically every cognitive measure we have, from basic attention to memory to literacy to numeracy to executive functioning to even general IQ, even though they go to more school than we did. So why? What happened? What happened around 2010 that decoupled schooling from cognitive development? It can't be school. Schools basically look the same. It can't be biology. This hasn't had enough time to change. The answer appears to be the tools we are using within schools to drive that learning. Across 80 countries, as Jean was just saying, if you look at the data, once countries adopt digital technology widely in schools, performance goes down significantly, to the point where kids who use computers about 5 hours per day in school for learning purposes will score over 2/3 of a standard deviation less than kids who rarely or never touch tech at school. Luckily, we have academic research stretching back to 1962 that shows the exact same story for 60 years. When tech enters education, learning goes down.
We're heading in this direction with one all AI school already in Miami, and them thinking that that might be the future of education, but maybe there's some kind of disconnect with humans trying to learn from screens where it's not as effective as a mode of teaching.
I mean, I agree with that. I think you can really turn yourself into a tech zombie pretty quickly.
Yeah, but it sounds like maybe being that tech zombie is not going to benefit kids. So I don't know if that's the sole responsibility for it, but this guy talking about tech was saying, hey, this is kind of an alarming trend.
Well, you go into your own world. You don't know you're not in the real world. You're going in your own world, and it's hard to connect when you're in your own world.
Well, they've already talked about the benefit of writing things down, and now with keyboards, we're typing everything, and your brain makes a deeper connection with the information when your hand is writing it and scrolling with it. So they're starting to realize that. And I think what this study says is that they're starting to see that when there is a human in front of somebody giving you instruction, it sinks in deeper than if you're getting that same information off of a screen. That seems to be what this testing shows. And if that's the case, we can't clearly go more in on computers. We need to go in more on getting good humans to be doing the education.
Every time I've learned, it's because a good human was teaching me, because that's how you relate with people.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes, but the numbers are saying that we're heading in the wrong direction when it comes to education.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com.
All right, well, Virginia is in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. She'll be back with us on Thursday. So myself and the Bird will handle her entertainment dirt the next couple of days. Don't know if you saw over the weekend, but on Friday, multiple SWAT teams and forensic officers and law enforcement vehicles were spotted in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood. They did say it was related to her disappearance. Now, the authorities questioned one man, but they released him without arrest. And there have been a couple people now that they've brought in. They say that a black glove discovered near the Arizona home of Nancy Guthrie does contain DNA evidence, and it is now under testing. And the crazy thing about it, they actually sent it to a lab in Deerfield Beach.
Yeah.
Is where it went, and that's kind of a controversial move, as some people say it should have gone to the FBI labs in Quantico, Virginia. So I don't know if that was a flub or not. They say that they're used to working with this lab, and they felt like maybe it would move faster if they sent it there than to Quantico. But the thing they're concerned about is maybe they could lose or contaminate the DNA, and that it is of no use to them whatsoever. So that's some of the complaints about it or concerns. Agents report that the glove resembles those worn by the suspect seen in the doorbell camera footage, so they think there is a connection there. Officials did say the glove with a DNA profile appears to match the gloves of the subject in the surveillance video. Hopefully we'll get the DNA results soon. I think that they are done. Hopefully they're conclusive, and now they just have to reference it with a database to see if there's any matches on it. Now, they're still looking for Nancy. They've got another little deployment they're doing. They've got these high-tech Bluetooth scanners, and they're using helicopters to try to track her pacemaker signal. It's pretty insane they can do something like that, isn't it?
It is.
They say the helicopters are flying low in grid patterns at slow speeds, hoping to detect the medical device. So maybe they can track her down that way. So they're throwing everything at it. Now, the Savannah Guthrie and her brothers, her brother and sister, her siblings, they've kind of been hanging out. They're in week 3 now of doing this, and she's still sending out messages, hoping that maybe the kidnappers see what is going on and get a little spark of humanity and release her 84-year-old mother.
I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing.
Okay. I've heard some other people, as they kind of put together the information and look at who is at the front door and that Ring camera, that a lot of people were kind of coming to the conclusion they think it was a botched robbery. And that doesn't bode well for her mom, that maybe they went in trying to take things. She might have resisted. That might have been why you found some of her DNA in the blood in the house.
Typically, a robbery doesn't lead to a ransom kind of a situation. That's what's odd and bizarre about this, because a botched robbery is usually quick. You know, you're just trying to get out of there and not. This is weird.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an odd case. No doubt about it. You know, it is possible that maybe they had drug her out of the house for whatever reason and then maybe later realized who they had. I guess there are just a lot of things that they're starting to discover in the investigation, thinking this wasn't somebody that really had a target and they were well equipped to go in there and abduct somebody, that wasn't the initial plan, that they are where they are because of it. Now, I'm only going with what the experts say.
Yeah, I just think a person with the ransom and all that kind of stuff, notes, and that's typically a planner. It's organized, not just a random, oh my goodness, what have we done?
Well,
Let's do a ransom thing.
They're looking at how other kidnappers have done it in the past, and they're just not following any of the good protocol that experienced or knowledgeable kidnappers use. And so they're saying at the very least, they're not experienced kidnappers because they're not doing a great job with it so far.
I mean, I don't know. You can't find her.
Yeah, but they don't have any money. So far they haven't won. I guess we'll ultimately see what happens. So a lot of people still trying to figure out what's going on. And now you're getting to the point where people are pointing fingers. And they're looking at that local sheriff, and he's like, hey, man, I don't deal with this kind of stuff a lot. You know, he's like, I normally don't talk this much.
Is that the one that was at the basketball game?
It
got called out. It's like, man, we're districts.
And a lot of times, I do feel bad for some of these smaller, legal departments, law enforcement departments, because they kind of get thrust into some of these big stories sometimes. And here you have somebody that, like the FBI, that's breathing down your neck. And you're still trying to maintain some kind of dignity in what you're doing and respect for your own department. So you don't want to just roll over. But then in the process, if you don't do everything right because you're not really accustomed to dealing with these kind of situations, and this seems like it's even unique for the FBI.
It's weird, too, because there's quite a bit of cases where you hear, I wrote down that one suspect's name on a sugar wrapper and I threw it away. You go, wait, what are you talking about? How does this happen? There are people who are not equipped if they're not ready for it.
Yeah,
it's happened through history.
Right. So we'll see what's going on with that. But as the time continues to tick, it's crazy. It's been 3 weeks now that they're doing that. Well, the amount in the GoFundMe for James Vanderbeek continues to increase up to $2.6 million, which is a pretty good thing because keep in mind he left behind 6 kids and a wife, and his goal was just to have their place paid off, and they had been renting a ranch. But before his death, I guess James Vanderbeek was able to lay down a $4.8 million down payment on trying to get that ranch permanently for his family. And it sounds like with what they might get from the rest of the GoFundMe, they'll be able to do that. So they can take care of that. Now, the kids' education and things like that are what they're still trying to figure out. But it does look like there's some good news that's happening with that. At the weekend box office, Wuthering Heights, the #1 film, making $34.8 million. GOAT, the animated flick, 26, Crime 101, 15.1. Those are the big ones. And Justin Bieber's wife, she went out all sexy. She went to the red carpet premiere of Wuthering Heights in Sydney, Australia, wearing see-through lingerie. Apparently her and her husband don't like to wear a lot of clothes when they're on the red carpet or on stage.
Yeah, I mean,
so that in common.
I'm that way at home.
What's that?
I'm that way at home. As soon as I walk in,
no, they're that way. They must put on clothes when they go home, and then when they leave, they're like, all right, let's go out naked. They do it the exact opposite way. And do you want another Charlie's Angels movie?
No, I don't.
Too bad. You're going to get it anyway. Sony Pictures is going to be creating another flick with Drew Barrymore returning as producer. Now, she was in the 2000 film that did well. That's the one that had Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu in it. McGee directed it, and it made $264 million.
I think they did 2 of them.
They did. They did a sequel in 2003. Didn't do as well. They said, okay, let's put it to bed. But then 2019, they were out of ideas, so they got Elizabeth Banks, Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, and Ella Balinska, and that one only made $73.3 million. So they said maybe it's not a good idea. But now all of a sudden they've realized they have no more ideas, so they're going back to another Charlie's Angels flick.
Weird.
Yeah, we'll see how that does. Maya Hawke, she is the daughter of Ethan and Uma. She got married over the weekend. You might know her from Stranger Things, and some of her co-stars were also there. And did you hear that Spencer Pratt is trying to become the mayor of Los Angeles?
Thank goodness we don't have to hear about how awesome he is from Virginia right now.
No, well, you're going to hear the exact opposite because it's his own sister, Stephanie, who was on the Hills as well, who is not going to be backing her brother for his mayoral campaign.
Yeah, they've always had a troubled relationship, Kevin.
She said on X on Saturday, Spencer has done great work for the Palisades, but L.A. does not need another unqualified and inexperienced mayor. She said a vote for him is a vote for stupidity. And she said he's only looking for fame and book sales.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that.
Okay. She may not be lying. Travis Kelce is not great at golf. Or maybe he's great at just hitting humans because he struck another one over the weekend at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. This happened on Friday. He's done this before in another golf tournament, and this time he conked a lady on the head. He did go and apologize, and apparently they sold a ton of tickets to this thing because they thought Taylor Swift was going to be in attendance, but she did not show up. So she knows that if she does, she'll probably get hit in the head by a golf ball. Other NFL people making their debuts in Palm Beach County over the weekend. Drake May, he was in the Super Bowl as the Patriots losing quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, who is from Dwyer High School, he was also with Commanders quarterback Sam Howell. They were all hanging out and having dinner at Blackbird Social in Jupiter over the weekend. So if you're out there, you probably got to see some NFL quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that place. Blackbird?
Yep.
Have you been there?
I have not since they've switched it. I got to get there. It's definitely on the list. I know that Virginia has gone. She loves it. And I've heard nothing but great things.
Fancy?
Yeah, it's a little bit elevated. Elevated. Yeah, it is. I think it's more than just the norm. So there you go. And that's what's happening in your Dirt of the Day.
Think fast, think fast. If you don't come in first, you might as well be last. Think fast.
Okay, we got a head-to-head battle today. Virginia is in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. So down a person, it's just a head-to-head battle with Jbird and Denny's to see who can think faster today.
Well, mijo versus mijo.
I wish you the best.
I wish you the best.
Ladies, two guys that don't really want to compete against each other.
I wouldn't say thinking fast is my forte either. So.
No. I need to slow down my thinking anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, give me a pizza topping that starts with the letter M.
Mushroom.
Can't tell who was that. Denny's.
I feel like I was slightly ahead.
Denny's.
We were in the same. We were thinking the same though.
You're a worthy competitor. You deserve the point.
Okay. Next up, give me something that makes noise that starts with the letter D.
Donkeys.
What'd you say, Denny's?
Dogs.
Dogs, okay. I think just
man, I'm
quicker.
I feel like we were almost exactly on that.
It was close. It was very close. Okay. Next up, something that uses electricity that starts with the letter R.
RCA batteries.
RCA
No,
batteries.
it doesn't feel good.
Robots.
Robots are.
I threw myself off.
I will take that. And Denny jumps up 3-zip here.
All right, take a dive, Denny's. Jeez. It's a bloodbath.
Okay, something you would find at a school that starts with the letter C.
Classroom.
Cookies, yeah, okay.
You'll find cookies at school.
Yeah, you do.
I used to get the Otis Spunkmeyers at my school.
I think they're so overrated.
Really?
Yes, I do, but that's a different debate.
I don't know. The Otis Spunkmeyer of yesteryear was pretty good. I don't know what's changed. No. I haven't had one.
Otis ain't the same?
No, maybe it's not the same.
Okay, not hitting the way it used to?
You're so fired up this morning.
Okay, give me something that you would find in space that starts with the letter N.
Yeah, Neptune.
Okay, yeah, we'll take Neptune.
I thought you were going to say M.
I know, I had a different thing loaded. Oh, you can't let him in, Kevin.
I know. All right, it's 3-2 now. Denny's still with the lead. Okay, give me something that can melt that starts with the letter C.
Chocolate.
Oh. Dang.
Bam.
Melted chocolate's amazing.
There you go. And Denny's going to hold on for the dub. Bird made a nice little valiant comeback, though.
Worthy.
Well, hopefully you didn't screw up too bad, fellas, over the weekend for Valentine's Day. Made it through with your relationship intact. If you did botch it, maybe you didn't do as bad as this guy. He's kind of getting called out, and his wife is not real happy. And everything was good on Saturday. It was Sunday when he actually kind of got in trouble, and that's the weird reason why this email got my attention. She said in the email, she said, my husband isn't the most romantic guy in the world, but he did remember me on Valentine's Day, and I was very happy about that. Gave me a rose and my favorite candy, and it was very nice. He was very sweet. Now, look, it wasn't anything to be blown away by, but the gesture was something. Then on Sunday, we go to his parents' house for lunch, and I noticed that there are 24 roses as the centerpiece. I'm like, whoa, that is a lot of roses. She's like, well, thank my wonderful son for that. Well, she only has one son, and that would be my man. So I said, okay, well, that's kind of nice, but I got one rose. His mom got 24. I was kind of livid in the moment, but I didn't say anything. But apparently, I wore it on my face for the rest of lunch, which when we got in the car caused a huge fight, and then it got real and continued on as we were home. All I get from my boyfriend is how ungrateful I am. But do you not think it is messed up to spend significantly more money on your mother for Valentine's Day than the woman who gave birth to your child in the last year? I kind of feel like I'm going crazy, and I was just curious if any other women have ever had to go through this, where you get less than your baby daddy's mom.
The Norman Bates syndrome.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't think that that wasn't going to be an issue, that he did something like that. Now, he also kind of threw into the argument like, yes, I may have a kid with you, but this is, you know, my blood parent, and, you know, we're connected. I don't think they're married, so I think he kind of threw that into her face, and so she is upset. So I'm just kind of curious. First off, ladies, would you be mad if your baby daddy's mom got more than you did on Valentine's Day? Would you think that would be an issue, Jbird? And how receptive would you be if you had a girl that was upset that you had pulled that move? Would you understand why she's upset, or would you think that she's being ungrateful?
I think every situation's different, and maybe you never know why somebody does something sometimes. Maybe he has a relationship with his mom that, you know, they're a little bit tighter. But yeah, I don't think it's that hard to, you know, try to be cool with your mate on Valentine's Day. It's pretty easy. Just show you care. Yeah. And don't get disgruntled about it.
He felt like he checked off the box by getting her a rose and some candy. And he acknowledged that she means something to him. But I guess she just thought, in the pecking order of it all, that she should receive a little bit more appreciation than his mother gets. And it's all because she gave birth to his child this last year. And that should put her in the driver's seat when it comes to something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you do more for somebody else in a relationship, some people are going to take that the wrong way.
Yes.
But I mean, it's his mom. Maybe they're close. Do they like each other? I have so many questions.
Yeah, I mean, there might be I don't know what the relationship would be like now. She didn't say anything that she had a bad relationship with his mom, but I think that the comparison game and the fact that he is still treating her better than he's treating, you know, the woman who just gave birth to his kid is what's really kind of affecting her.
I mean, I think if you're with somebody and something's bothering you or in your crawl, you should be able to talk to your partner about that and say, look, why are you buying your mom roses when I What about me? If it's really bothering you.
Yeah. Well, I asked, should she be mad for how many roses he got his mom? And 57% of people said yes, but 41% of people said no. So it's a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. So I know that she is livid right now. She's just kind of curious if anybody else has gone through it. And if so, how did you handle it?
I knew somebody she was dating a guy, and she did always say, I feel like he's kind of dating his mom.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Right.
It's almost romantic.
No, a lot of times there is that kind of competition. So
that's why I said Norman Bates from, Psycho.
Right. Well, she got a rose for Valentine's Day, and she got candy, and she was happy with that. And then on Sunday, she goes to his parents' house for a little brunch and notices that he had gotten his mom 24 roses where she got just one. And she felt a little slighted by that. And I said, should she have? And 55% of people said yes. 45% of people said no. And I think Gigi would be on the no side of it here from West Palm Beach. So tell me, you just got flowers for the first time ever, Gigi?
Yes. It's been 23 years. He was my first boyfriend. I'm his first girlfriend. He's not the most romantic. Literally, this guy never gets you any flower. I was at work, and then this girl show up with, like, teddy bear and chocolate and everything. I'm here for Gigi. And when I show up, I go like, no, girl, I do not take anything from Secret Admirer. I don't want my husband to get mad. It's 14 years married. I don't want nothing. Please take it back. And she go, but it's for you. I opened the letter. Fair enough, it was my husband. And I was like, what? I never got anything during Valentine. I was so shocked. So that was the first. So she should be happy. She got something. I'm telling you, not every man sent anything,
Yeah, and
so
I think that's how she felt, because he typically does, and it wasn't until she played the comparison game. If you know that he then made such a grand gesture for somebody else and got them 24 roses compared to what you got, would that upset you?
You can't compete with a mom. I'm sorry. No matter how you feel, no matter how you see it, a mother will always be the mother. You can divorce, God forbid. Even if you have kids, you'll be strangers. But a mom will never be a stranger to him. So I'm sorry. She should not be competing with a mom.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's one side of it. She's saying be thankful that you got anything at all, and she understands why the mom comes first.
There really are people who despise Valentine's Day who are in a relationship, and they will not do anything.
Yeah. No, you're right. Another person texted in. They said, the girlfriend's comparing his relationship with his mother to their relationship. That's toxic, and you're always going to be in this forever one-up type of situation, and that could wind up dangerous for you. Another person said, not only would I be upset at my spouse or partner if they got their mom 24 roses and I got just one, I would be upset at my own son if he bought me more flowers than his significant other. Somebody else said she should be mad. He probably picked one rose out of his mom's bouquet for her.
Yeah, make sure you look at that bouquet.
Other people think it's odd that he bought so many roses for his mom on Valentine's Day. Did you ever buy your mom roses for Valentine's Day?
No, I did never. I don't think I ever bought my mom anything for Valentine's Day. I saved it for Mother's Day.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought as well. I find that to be a little bit odd, but I'm hearing more and more about guys getting something for their mother on Valentine's Day. And then when you're getting more for your actual lover, I don't know. It feels odd to me.
Yeah, because Valentine's Day is for lovers.
Right. Yeah. Well, a slight majority of people think that he was in the wrong. And I think what you are seeing is this is probably a tell on what your relationship is going to be like. You have a child with him, but you've got to decide, are you okay always playing second fiddle to his mother? Because you probably will be. So that's just, I guess, what you've got to figure out. Well, you're talking about the new 8 painted lifeguard stands that are on Fort Lauderdale Beach. You can see that more and more. Kind of join some of the other ones that we have on Hollywood Beach and Miami Beach here in South Florida. Definitely a cool thing, and I know pretty much any time that we've got a national TV broadcast, they are always showing the lifeguard stands that are there on Miami Beach. Freedom Tower in downtown Miami, that obviously is another popular thing that they always show. But I was trying to think, what would you say are the top 5 biggest landmarks in all of South Florida that people like to get photos in front of?
The Keys, obviously.
Yeah, they've got a spot. I think I would start. Here's my top 5, and tell me if I missed one. I would actually jump the Heart in Port St. Lucie up to number 5. That is a cool thing. And there were people trying to get their photo when I was trying to get my photo. And so I was like, all right, this is something a lot of people are doing. And it's a good little spot. To me, like if you get to Port St. Lucie, if you want to show somebody you got to get to that Heart.
Yeah, and that was a hot picture, too.
Oh, I thought so. Well,
the heat.
It was the Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen was bringing the heat. Number 4, I think I would put the chickens on Calle Ocho. A lot of people like to go up to the next. They're ornate. They're like art pieces. They all look different. They're like life size.
You said chickens?
Yes. The chickens that are right there. The chicken statues on Calle Ocho.
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
I got to get you to Calle Ocho.
Yeah, you do.
A round of dominoes and some chickens. I think I would put the clock tower on Palm Beach at number 3. You can go out there any time of day, and there are people that are getting their graduation photos or any kind of announcements taken in front of that clock tower. I would say one of the more Instagrammable places. Jupiter Lighthouse would be number 2 on my list.
Definitely.
And then number 1, what I think you're talking about in the Keys, Southernmost Point.
Yeah, I mean, people go there as a destination to get video and pictures.
Yeah, they do. And then they've got a camera on that thing all the time.
I know. That's how they caught a couple criminals doing unsavory things.
They went there and messed with it?
Yeah, there was a bad case down there.
Yeah.
And it was all caught on camera.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did I miss anything? Somebody's like, Kev, the roosters, not chickens. Okay. Well, chickens, roosters.
Someone called me out about roosters versus chickens, too, because there's a lot of roosters and chickens in my neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I know the difference.
Okay. Yeah.
A rooster, a chicken.
Yeah. I mean, they're very similar, but one's male, one's not, obviously.
Okay. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. The Welcome to Miami Beach sign. Yes. I think the only reason why is I think it's trickier getting a photograph in front of that one. Not as many people I see are kind of like hanging out there just because it's a little bit more difficult.
The one sign, Welcome to the Town of Lake Park. There's a couple of those that are pretty cool landmarks, I think.
That's where you get your photos when people come into town?
I have, yes.
Melinda said the lobster statue in Isla Mirada. Absolutely. Mile marker 0, obviously, in the Keys as well. In front of the U and Coral Gables, Canes fans are sounding off. And now the Hard Rock guitar. Hard Rock guitar is very impressive.
You can see it from a lot of buildings.
You can. It's just, trying to get that shot right in front of it that really kind of encapsulates the whole thing. You got to kind of be at the pool out back to be able to do that. And also outside of Versace's mansion in Miami Beach, one of the more Instagrammable spots. So there you go. Just some ideas if you've got people coming in town here for spring break and you want to get that great photo. That's where I would put you.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com.
Well, Virginia's in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. She'll be back with us on Thursday, so we'll be handling the dirt here. But one story I know she did cover was this Casey Wasserman, who has a talent agency, and he started to lose clients because of his connection to Jeffrey Epstein as his name popped up in the files. Now, apparently it sounds like he really was just pining for Ghislaine Maxwell, but I guess being wrapped up in all that kind of stuff and being any kind of association caused some of the clients to be like, yeah, I'm out, like Chapel Roan. She was the one that you got some attention with. So he has now stepped in and said that he is going to be selling his namesake talent and marketing agency to, I guess, save everybody else that is there. He will disassociate himself with that. The sale also includes Brillstein Entertainment Partners, which represents Brad Pitt and other A-list stars when it comes to movies. They say that Mike Watts is going to be assuming daily operation while Wasserman focuses on organizing the 2028 LA Olympics. He's still the chairman, even though people want him to resign from that, but he is still holding on for that.
Oh, Wasserman.
Yeah. Well, what had happened was back in 2003, like I said, it was just flirtatious emails between Wasserman and Ghislaine Maxwell. And he was married at the time. So that didn't fare well, but there were no other Epstein connections, but that was enough. They still have a lot of other people that held on. Ed Sheeran, Coldplay, Kendrick Lamar, SZA, they didn't go anywhere. But there's somebody else that might be losing a pasta deal. Tommy Mottola. You know that name?
I do. Is that Mariah Carey's guy?
Yes. He was the longtime head of Sony Music. Big name in the industry. Really kind of brought her all the success. And now he's a South Floridian as well. He had a pasta sauce line planned out with Jimmy Fallon that I guess is no longer moving forward. And it all has to do with, again, the Epstein stuff. It was scrapped. Newly released Epstein files drew attention to Mottola's past connections to Jeffrey Epstein. The document release, which include emails, photos, travel records, and other materials, lists Mottola and hundreds of entries tied to visits, travel arrangements, and communications. So I assume Jimmy Fallon's like, yeah, I probably can't be involved with that. So So they're going to put the pasta sauce line on hold because of that. And the guy who looked so great when it came to the Grammys, Jelly Roll, is now being called out. It's usually what happens, right? When you try to do everything good and you look great, somebody's going to be popping right up.
Well, that's what happened to James Franco, remember? I think he won an Academy Award, and that night he got called out, and everything was...
Yeah, boom, gone. Right? Well, now comedian and commentator Nicole Arbor is making headlines after opening up about a past relationship with Jelly Roll, and she claimed that he cheated on his wife with her.
She's pretty unbearable, too. She's the one girl, she's the woman that called...
You're talking about Jelly Roll's wife?
Nicole Arbor. Nicole.
Oh, Nicole Arbor is.
She was she got called out a few years back as a comedian because she did a whole sketch or a commentary fat shaming people. And we covered it. We covered it a long time ago.
Well, here's what she has to say about Jelly Roll, odd that she would do the fat shaming.
Hi, Jelly Roll. Hope you're having a great day. I'm so sorry that I could not accept that alleged hush money deal that you sent to me. I asked for an apology, and it should be easy for you to apologize for all the crazy things that you and your wife did to me, especially when I don't know you guys. And you're saved now, right? So, you should want to atone for sins. You should want to make things right with people. Heck, even if you're just going with AA, you want to make things right with people that you've wronged. But instead, you allegedly sent me a hush money deal, and if I wouldn't sign it, then you allegedly threatened to sue me, which is crazy, because they're still threatening me. There's been a lot of threatening me for 5 years now, which is so strange to do to a woman that you don't know. Very odd.
Okay.
Yeah. She's always involved in some kind of controversy.
That's what she does, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jelly Roll had admitted to infidelity early in his relationship with Bunny, so I don't know if that's what he was talking about or how recently that had happened, but she's obviously trying to get her clout.
Yeah, and I'm not saying what did or did not happen. I just know that she's very annoying.
Okay. All right. So she has a lot to say. They say there's a team of independent forensic scientists that are calling for a fresh investigation into the death of Kurt Cobain after an exhaustive look at the late rocker's autopsy led them to believe that one or more individuals may have actually been involved in his death. And I know the crazy rumors that some people throw out there, in fact, a lot of Nirvana fans, that it was his wife, Courtney Love, that had something to do with getting the person killed. Not that she pulled the trigger, but she was in the organization of the person that did.
Somebody brought a Kurt Cobain picture at one of her whole shows, and she lost her mind on the guy.
Okay.
She addresses it. She's like, don't bring that Kurt picture here. Get him out of here.
Odd. Okay. That makes her incensed, huh, to see a photo of her ex-husband. Cardi B went viral over the weekend after she fell off a chair during her Little Miss drama tour at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on Friday night. And people were laughing at how she recovered. In the comments, she said immediately after falling backwards on the chair, she had that behind sticking right off of it, and it just kind of came right back on top of her, and she was on her back right on the stage. She said that was the government that did that while pointing at the chair.
Yeah.
They're coming after her. Kanye West, he has given us his Mount Rushmore of best rap artists of all time.
I'm going to remove you and make it easier. Now you got 3 slots outside of you being the GOAT. Putting Ye up here. Three more people besides yourself to round out the Mount Rushmore.
Future, Drake, Thug, Kendrick. That's my answer. Oh, new GOAT, Cardi.
Okay. All right, there you go. He's talking about Playboy Cardi as the new GOAT, Future Drake, Young Thug, and Kendrick Lamar. That's on his Mount Rushmore for rap.
I like how the interviewer knew if he didn't address it right off the bat. We know you're going to say Kanye.
He would have said, yay, yay,
Yes.
yay, yay. That'd have been it, yeah. It'd have been 4 yays. So, yeah, you're right. He had to take him out of the picture. And Snoop Dogg experienced a little credit card issue. It can even happen to Snoop. He was ordering takeout during the Olympics, and the owner of the restaurant was like, you know what, you guys go ahead and have the food. Don't worry about it. And so with a nice little act of kindness, Snoop was able to send them 5 tickets to the Olympics. Kind of a cool little gesture on his part, huh?
Have you been watching any of the Olympics?
I have been watching just a little bit of it. It was on when I was at South Paul and Port St. Lucie on Saturday. I watched a little bit of that, and then we had it on a little bit over the weekend.
There was a curling fight. Did you see any of the controversy of the curling?
I did. That was kind of crazy. In fact, that's what I was watching. I was just like, man, the curling is oddly mesmerizing.
I was making fun of it. And I was sitting with my girlfriend. I go, can you believe that? Look how intense this is. And then I found myself falling for curling.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was 2 guys. Mark Kennedy was cursing at this dude, Oscar Erickson. And I think it had to do about maybe like double tapping the rock or something like that, which you can't do in the curling. Have you ever seen it? They skate up with that little thing, and then they got the brooms out there, whatever. They're brushing the ice. Here's a bit of the fight that went down.
Apparently it's okay touching the rock after the hog line. I don't know. Or touching the rock.
Who's doing it?
You don't know it?
Who?
It's a couple. It's a couple.
Who? I haven't done it once. You can
You haven't done it once?
I haven't done it once.
Okay. I'll show you a video after the game.
How about you walking around on my peel on the last day and dancing around the house here? How about that? Come on, Oscar. Just
showed you a video?
I don't care. They were standing here. They didn't call it.
Wow. Okay. Look out, baby.
That's what we needed, some curling,
right,
a little motion.
There you go. Nice little fight there in curling. Who would have known it was so intense?
It looks like roided up shuffleboard. Am I off on that? I could do the research. I kind of gathered by watching. It was intense shuffleboard, really.
I had so many questions when I was watching. I'm like, where do they play this kind of stuff in their hometowns? Are there just places to go do curling? Where does this happen? How do you get into it? How do you look at somebody's style and think, oh, man, they're one of the greats?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. There was a lot of intensity for something I thought wasn't so intense, but it is.
Do you have a Tom Brady of curling?
Exactly.
Somebody that's just always the champ, the big ringer?
That's a great question.
I'd like to know more about it.
If somebody's done you wrong, it's time for you to sing along and call them out, call them out, call them out. You gotta call them out, call them out, call them out. It's time to call them out.
All right, who do you need to call out and for what here today? You can hit us up, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Last week, it seemed like Jbird's sleep was back on track, and then all of a sudden, your neighbor gets some kind of bird, a rooster, or something like that going off.
I don't know what has happened in my neighborhood. Someone's got either a hen or a chicken of sorts, some kind of, and it's messing with my mind because I can hear it even through a hurricane windows, and it kind of reminds me of Virginia's laugh a little bit. So I feel like Virginia's flying around my house taunting me. Yeah, it's super loud, dude. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are on that when it comes to having chickens or roosters or things like that, or something that is noisy.
And like a psycho, I've been trying to chart it. So I have all of these rooster notes and logs down. I can't chart it. It's this thing, at any given time, you never know when or why.
Yeah. Now, somebody has sent us this information identifying a hen versus a rooster, and boy, they do look a lot alike.
I mean, come on, guys. I'm not in the hen business. They look so similar.
It's really just a few things that are often different. And the biggest thing has to do, I think, with the tail. On the hen, it's not as pronounced. On the rooster, you get the long curved tail feather with the pointed ends. And then if you look at the comb and wattles, as they call it, they're larger and brighter. And on the hens, they're a little bit smaller and paler. And that's really about it. Other than that, they look like the exact same dang animal.
If someone came in here and said, tell me which one's the hen, I would never guess right. I'd have no idea.
I have so many chickens and hens in my neighborhood. So when I walk in the mornings now, when I'm walking the dog, you'll just hear the roosters just going off. It's pretty obnoxious.
Is this new? I feel like I've never been around so many roosters in my time.
I think after the pandemic, a lot of people got chickens.
Yeah, I think because of the high price of eggs, some people are looking into that. And so it's kind of changing. Now, look, they've always been, things that you would see, whether it be Hialeah or down in the Keys. They've kind of always had them. And there's, a smattering of a few here and there. But it seems like there are more and more. And they've been kind of pushing from being something you would see mainly out in the country to now getting in the city chickens.
And I'd imagine, too, if you're laying some eggs, you can't do that quietly. Imagine trying to lay an egg and not make any noise.
I can hear them like, buck, 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 as I walk by. So, I mean, they're making that noise all the time.
Not a bad chicken sound.
Yeah, I hear it all day. I was sitting in my backyard. I've told the story before, but I was on my phone just looking down, and I heard like a... And I look up, and it was a chicken from my neighbor's yard. It flew in and almost slashed my neck with its claw. I luckily escaped, and then I had to grab it because my dog was in the yard, and I had to throw it over the fence.
We used to have duck problems. Now we have chicken problems.
The times.
Well, I wonder what you can do if it is keeping you from sleep, which you say it is. You shouldn't have something that should be keeping your neighbors awake.
Well, I mean, that's what I think, too, when someone leaves their dog out and they're just barking at 1 o'clock in the morning. If it's more than, I think, 2 mins at that point, that's insane to me.
Yes, I hear a lot of dogs barking in the morning when I walk by, too.
Yeah, and what's the most frustrating thing, I can't figure out where it's coming from. Believe me, I have looked around town to find out where this hen is at.
Have you talked to any other neighbors? Are they upset by it as well?
Some people do hear it. No, I don't want to out anybody, but I have talked to some neighbors that go, yeah, man, that hen is insane.
So, and it's so loud in your house, it's keeping you from sleep, you said?
Yeah, it'll wake you up, and you can still hear it, even through a thunderstorm on YouTube. If you go to sleep with a dreamscape or something, through hurricane windows. It's crazy.
The roosters are loud. I hear them cawing in the mornings.
That's probably what it is.
There's like 6 in my neighborhood, I hear, and then once one goes off, you hear the other 5 go off.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a bird you should be allowed to have in the city.
And maybe it's not even a rooster. Maybe you can identify it. It kind of goes...
So I played the audio before. I have this bird that once a year comes and stays in the tree in my neighbor's yard, and it caws all night. From the minute the sun goes down, it begins its work, and then when the sun comes up, it stops again. Yeah, it's like a nighttime bird. Yeah, somebody identified it once, but it almost will drive you insane.
Well, it's weird because it does sound a lot like Virginia's laugh coming out of sleep. It's like, is Virginia here?
You never know. You never know. And you said you got called out, Jbird, for calling somebody else out?
Yeah, I must have told a story that an Uber driver heard because they sent me a message going, I heard you talking about me on the air. Don't ever do that again. I'm like, all right.
Whoa, really?
Oh, gosh.
Do you know what it was about?
I believe it was me talking about how they were doing something weird with me. Remember that one guy that was eating his food?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he sat in the driveway?
Yeah, he dropped me off and was eating McDonald's the whole time. And then after he dropped me off, I'm not talking about him again, so oh well. He dropped me off, and it was so bizarre because he goes, I'm getting married tomorrow. I'm like, all right, cool, congratulations. As he's just laying into a McChicken sandwich, and then he stayed in Denny's driveway and chilled and just finished his meal.
Well, so my studio window is right by the front driveway, so I can usually hear if cars roll up. You can hear like kind of a faint rumbling. And I go, is your Uber driver still outside? And we look out the window, and he's just sitting there eating his meal.
He was chilling
in the driveway.
Yeah. In the driveway, which I thought was a weird move.
For so long. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, it's fine, but it was just random.
So that guy hit me up.
You say you guys saw a little altercation that went down at the grocery store after somebody left their cart in the middle of the aisle?
Yeah, it's a problem that I think people don't talk about a lot. People leave their shopping carts in the middle of an aisle as they're shopping, and it blocks the entire aisle.
I hate it.
Yes, and it happened to me and Denny's when we were shopping, and this woman had the shopping cart and she just would leave it right in the middle of and we kept on almost kind of, we were on the same shopping pattern.
Or you just keep meeting every aisle.
And then 10 minutes later, we hear this kind of commotion going on. Somebody called her out to her face going, get your damn cart out of the aisle. You're blocking everybody. But people do leave the cart out, and it does create a little bit of a grocery store gridlock.
Because of that, I now, when I'm going through the main aisles, the aisle alongside the dairy and stuff, I'll leave my cart along one of those like middle displays they have, so it's not blocking anyone. And I walk down the aisles without my cart now, just because it causes such an issue.
Yeah, it is a tough thing. And honestly, there's not really a good place anywhere in a grocery store for a cart, except right in front of you as you're pushing it. But the second you stop or make any kind of adjustment, it throws everything off. It is a tough thing.
There is shopping cart etiquette, though, I believe.
There is. I've seen some poor etiquette lately, though.
Something else to address in our column out here today. You said a guy is trying to be a YouTube star and is fighting with people he's recording in public, claiming that he has a First Amendment right to do so.
Well, yeah, but how do you feel about that? Because I know online everybody defends the guy or the woman out there, fighting for your First Amendment rights. So people are like, yeah, do it. But sometimes they go a little... They don't give enough information. They're like, why are you filming? And they don't why are you asking?
Right. I think it's all about your approach on how you deal with things. And that's really what the law is about in Florida. Now, in Florida, in the state, if you don't know, you cannot record private conversations without all parties consenting, even in public. So don't try that one. So Florida doesn't go for that. It's a two-party state.
For that audio, correct?
Yep, for the audio. Now, like if two people were quietly talking at a cafe and reasonably should expect privacy, secretly recording their audio could be illegal. Like if you put that out there and said, oh, I caught somebody cheating, and you are recording them at Panera, having that confession and talking to a friend, and you put them on blast on social media, they could come and sue the pants off of you if you recorded that in the state of Florida.
Well, we even know just doing bits on the radio, there's certain things you cannot do legally. You really can't secretly record people. That's why we kind of ended up doing stunts with our family, because my family's not going to sue me.
Yeah. And you also do not have a right to record someone in public when it crosses over into harassment, stalking, following someone repeatedly, or filming in a threatening or intimidating way. Your First Amendment rights expire right there. Like, for instance, I said secretly recording the private conversations, can't do that. Recording inside somebody's home without consent, you can't do that. You can't use recording to blackmail or extort in Florida either. And you can't interfere with police while recording or ignore a lawful order to leave private property.
I will say this. If you do not want to be on camera, do not approach a camera that's running.
Oh, my gosh.
Because you're going to be on camera.
Well, one column out that definitely needs to be happening here in South Florida is these people that are the predators going after the kids. And I do have to tip my cap to the guys that are out there doing it. I'm sure that ultimately they're doing it for exposure and clicks and likes and all that kind of stuff. But people like Dustin Lampros over at 561 Predator Catchers, they have actually brought a couple of people to justice. And look, if they're keeping kids safe, then whatever you're doing it for, I don't really care, because the ends kind of justifies the means, I think, in this.
Yeah, there's a difference of approach when it comes to some of these different channels on YouTube, and some make it almost kind of too confrontational to a point where I think it does harm. I think they do a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do as well. And they just got some dude off the streets that had a badge. Miami-Dade Sheriff's Lieutenant Christopher J. Diaz, a 50-year-old, was arrested in Delray Beach after allegedly traveling to meet someone he believed was a 15-year-old girl. I think they're at the iPic.
Dang.
They're in Delray Beach. Yeah, I mean, pretty messed up, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Here's a bit of the confrontation as it went down.
Yo, Chris.
Hey!
What are you doing?
What was that? Why are you grabbing a 15-year-old face like that? Yeah, you're done.
Now listen, let's take a seat real quick. We monitor online activity between minors and adults.
What the f***?
Our job isn't here to get people in trouble. Our job is to protect children.
You okay?
We want to make sure you're not a threat to children. What are you doing here?
Whoa.
What are you doing here? Yeah. Listen. We're not here to get you in trouble. That's why we didn't walk up with no law. We're here to make sure you're not a threat to children.
I'm not.
That's our goal. You're not, but you were just touching a 15-year-old's face. Why?
We met on a dating site.
Okay, tell me.
And she put that she was 18.
Okay.
I was...
So let's correct that real quick. Let's start off with honesty. The account said she was 18. She said how old she is.
Yes.
How old?
She said it.
How old did she say? I have the messages.
She said.
How old?
No.
I'm asking you how old. I can call. I can just call him.
No. You can look at the text
I have the messages right in front of your face.
You do.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. I guess they probably know that they have enough to put them away, even if you are a sheriff's lieutenant. Christopher J. Diaz has been relieved of duty without pay and is facing termination proceedings, calling the allegations a serious betrayal of public trust. And you're right. I mean, if we're employing somebody to keep us safe and they're actually a predator on our young girls in South Florida, that's scary stuff, man.
Yeah, it's pretty dang messed up.
At that point, who are you trusting? And I don't know what is going on with abduction, and there seems to be a troubling trend of this. I don't know if you saw the surveillance video that showed a 15-year-old girl that was running to safety after an alleged attempted kidnapping when her Lyft driver canceled her ride and then started driving in the opposite direction. The girl was on the phone with her mom, and her mom was using one of those apps to see what was going on, saying she's moving in the opposite direction away from her house. Let her daughter know that she was in some kind of trouble, some scary stuff here.
Called a Lyft for her daughter Caitlin Saturday to take her to an appointment. Then just moments after the driver picked her daughter up, she says she received a chilling phone call.
She's like, Mom, did you just cancel the Lyft? And I was like, no, I didn't. She's like, yeah, the driver is stating that you canceled the Lyft. And I was like, Caitlin, he just canceled the ride. He did it.
She says it was the driver who canceled the ride, offering to drive Caitlin to her destination anyway. But when Karina used a location sharing app to track her daughter's location, she says the car was moving in the wrong direction.
She was like, sir, I need to get out. I can hear it in her voice that it changed. And she went, Mommy, he's not listening to me. Mommy, he's not stopping the car.
That's when Ramirez says she told her daughter to get out of the car and run as fast as she could. Police are currently investigating. In a statement, Lyft saying the horrifying incident is reprehensible, adding they have removed the driver from the Lyft platform and stand ready to assist law enforcement with any investigation.
I got to tell you, these rideshare driver stories are starting to stack up, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, we spent a good bit of time on this. Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah.
And it's not that we're seeking these things out. They just keep coming up to the forefront.
Like anything, I think it all started off as a good thing, and then sick people got involved and are using it for bad.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with all the abduction stuff, though, in America that we got going on.
And it seems like it's getting more brazen, too. In broad daylight, people are just snatching people.
Well, the one I couldn't believe is this video I saw. It happened in Miami-Dade. It was a couple saying they were approached by a man who repeatedly told them he had a car and tried to get them to walk over to it. They declined, and they started heading home anyway, but the guy allegedly stopped, parked his vehicle, and continued following them while urging them to come to his car. The husband said his wife was scared to death by the encounter and fearing for their safety. He confronted the man and started hitting the guy, trying to get him to leave him alone. And the couple says they immediately called the police, but when the officers searched the area where the man had been parked, he was gone. But what is that? And the guy who was trying to get them to get in the vehicle, he wasn't big enough to get this. I mean, you know, he was a good-sized guy. There were a couple just walking down the street, and this guy's trying to get you in the car. Like, who is going to go into your car? You think someone's really going to be like, oh, yeah, let me get in your car for absolutely no reason?
You think that?
Miami.
You think that, but some people will.
That's crazy. I mean, if you would, then I guess you're just inviting your own troubles. But I don't know what is going on, but it's just one story after another, unfortunately.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha-ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha-ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, did you hear that over the weekend, a former president of the United States said that aliens are real?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Who did this? Former President Barack Obama had this to say on a podcast.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
What was the first question you wanted answered when you became president?
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens?
Yeah, right. Seems to be the fun one, at least. Now, he did clarify later on X, saying, I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us, really. So it sounds like he just thinks that based on the odds that there are, but he doesn't seem to have any kind of privileged information that neither you nor I have.
Well, okay, here's my question. If it's not, if the president can't find out or not if there's aliens, who's got that information? Who do they go to even say, oh, you finally get the information? Who's above them? Is it the military?
I think a lot of this stuff is siloed off. Yeah, the Department of Defense, the War Department, whatever you want to call it today, and the dark recesses of the Pentagon. There's probably not even an office that's in the Pentagon. Yeah, it's stuff that I think that they kind of shadow off. They have their own budgets and they have their own secrecies, and nobody really knows.
And if you're the president, are you able to go, I want to know about aliens now? And people go, no, you're not going to get that information.
Yeah, I think basically. I think they would be like, here's what we got. And they'll lie. You know what? You know how we're getting a runaround with the Epstein? Yeah. That's exactly what I think the president would get if he really wanted to find out about aliens. It would be a complete runaround. Be like, oh, you need to talk to Mark in accounting. And be like, Mark in accounting?
Well, I wonder, too, if they changed that from back in the 40s and 50s where you had presidents that it did sound like they were in the know. Yeah. And maybe they go, we can't even let the president know that this is it's too much.
Probably, yeah. For the decisions, they may say, hey, he needs to have he needs to be free of mind of understanding what we know and what we've seen. Yeah, I think Truman had a little bit of knowledge about stuff like that.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, I think after that they realized, yeah, let's not tell the president anymore. Well, according to the United States Coast Guard, the first boat that it interdicted on Monday in Fort Lauderdale was just loaded up with the cocaine, apparently. And then they wound up getting a bonus one on Wednesday. Millions of dollars of cocaine apparently were on these boats when they found them.
The Coast Guard seized millions of dollars worth of drugs off of Fort Lauderdale. Take a look at these images. Coast Guard officials say they confiscated the drugs from 2 suspected drug smuggling boats off of Port Everglades. The Coast Guard says that the 745 pounds of cocaine has a street value of around $5.6 million.
And they look like just like regular boats that you would see. There was nothing that made them look suspicious in the least.
I can't believe how much money cocaine is worth.
Yeah, arguably, I think it's right up there. I haven't heard recent numbers, but it does right up there. I think travel and tourism, if I remember right, was over $11 billion. And I think the last number I had heard was cocaine was still over $11 billion a year of an industry.
It's still going strong, huh?
Yeah. For anybody who thinks that it's not, I mean, you continue to get these stories and there's a lot of it going on. And yeah, I think they will say it's still a definite force.
Somebody's snorting it.
Yeah, no doubt. There's definitely people that are still enjoying their cocaine. Also, there is a wanted Florida man that had told police his name was George Costanza. He was fishing on the Clearwater Pier. And when they asked Josiah Darling, a 30-year-old, he told him his name was George Costanza, the guy from Seinfeld. But when they looked a little bit more into it, they realized, no, this is a guy that had an active arrest warrant out from a neighboring county. So apparently he'd missed a January court hearing for trespassing, and they had him arrested. They used facial recognition technology to positively identify him because he wouldn't tell them. So I guess that's a thing now.
It is a thing, and it's going to get bigger and more rapid, and it's going to happen a lot. You're going to be able to identify somebody, kind of like Minority Report, all that stuff we've been watching.
Right. $550 in fines, and he is now in Pinellas County Jail as a result.
How crazy is that you now can just get ID'd?
Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, go ahead, lie to us. We don't care. Facial recognition, boom, gotcha. There's a man in Cape Coral that got arrested after throwing a cupcake at a city employee. Apparently, it was some kind of argument over politics. The city employee, thankfully, is not seriously hurt by the cupcake, but, I mean, come on. Is it worth wasting a perfectly good cupcake to make a point about politics?
I don't know if you could hurt me with a cupcake. Throw it as hard as you want. I think I'm bouncing back from that.
It's got to be stale, I would think.
It's got to be stale,
You're
yes.
Right. A fresh, delicious one. I don't think it's taking you out. There's a Florida woman who got pulled over for drunk driving and stealing a vehicle who asked the police, since they had her there, could they possibly get her a hamburger and french fries? I guess she plowed through a bunch of red lights before they pulled her over, and She was really hungry for some grease.
I mean, it is getting crazy, and maybe just because body cam stuff is so out there now, but there are some crazy people behind the wheel who don't know anything about the law.
When they told her they didn't have a hamburger or fries on them, she begged if they could stop to get something to eat on their way to the station, and they said no. She also had a suspended license on top of it.
Oh, boy.
Man in Indianapolis ended up in jail for driving recklessly and destroying 15 mailboxes. Police were called after the driver was found going through alleys and hitting trash cans. And when officers found the man, he refused to pull over and drove into several people's yards, destroying mailboxes and lawn decorations. The chase lasted about 20 minutes, and at one point, apparently he lost a back wheel but kept on trucking.
Imagine going out in your front lawn and all of a sudden, so you walk out the door and there's a car coming at you from the other side.
Kind of terrifying, yeah. They were eventually able to box him in. He's now facing several charges, including criminal recklessness, leaving the scene of an accident, and resisting law enforcement. Here's some of the eyewitnesses.
Not only my mailbox, but some decor I had out front, and now I have to get somebody to come fix it for me.
And in getting them out of the vehicle, an officer and a deputy both sustained cuts to their hands. They're okay. I mean, they luckily didn't require stitches or anything like that. Like I said, they took the call seriously, got in the area quickly, and safely pursued the suspect.
Okay. And I got to tip the cap here to one of the greatest Girl Scout salesmen of all time, 6-year-old. She crushed cookie selling records, and it wasn't even close. This Pennsylvania Daisy Scout, Pim Neal, has sold 87,000 boxes this Girl Scout cookie season, blowing past previous single season records that used to top out at around 30,000. She again got 87,000.
Yeah, the Girl Scout cookie game has changed, Kev.
Wow. Apparently it was all because she went viral online with help from social media plus old school door-to-door selling. She was moving huge numbers every single day. So I don't know if that'll parlay into an eventual career in sales, but she is definitely the Girl Scout of the year.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Well, it was lovely on Friday. I was out with Chip, one of our good friends from our charity Little Smiles. We were enjoying some different places like Dixie Grill and Bar. And then I said, oh, you know what? I got to take you and your out-of-town buddy to Pig Beach Barbecue, which is just up the road a little bit. And we popped in there, and I was explaining to him, I said, yeah, you see those pigs up there on the beach? It's one of the coolest things. You go to the Bahamas, and you can do that. Then my daughter was getting ready to go for work over to the Bahamas. I was like, yeah, why don't you hop onto Pig Beach and go hang out? And then I turned on the TV, and I saw this report.
62-year-old Brian Roush went to the Bahamas with his girlfriend when he tripped on a sidewalk and scraped his ankle. Roush continued with his vacation, thinking nothing about the cut. He even swam with pigs, a popular attraction on the islands that draws thousands of tourists each year. When the vacation was over, Brian Roush was on the ferry returning to Fort Lauderdale when he suddenly got violently sick. Within a matter of hours, he was on life support in the hospital, diagnosed with flesh-eating bacteria.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, hell no.
All he did, trip on a sidewalk, get a little scratch, go swim with them pigs, and next thing you know, he's on life support.
You never know.
Dang, man.
That sucks.
I got to tell you, I see so many more stories that make me want to stay out of the water than get in it.
I would agree.
Hey, come on, man.
Well, I can't see what's under there anyway.
Right.
I'm not a good swimmer.
Yeah.
Let me just watch it.
I think it scared the heck out of me about that water. Now, Denny's is in the market for a new windshield, as am I. And he was just kind of curious, if you do get a little crack and that thing starts to splinter, I believe that is one of the policies in the state of Florida, is that you can get a free replacement. Now, we got a little issue because it's on my son's car. He lives in Chicago, blah, blah, blah. But I think typically when you have the person who owns the vehicle, you can get that fixed. Now, have you looked into that, Denny's, about how you do it?
No, I haven't looked into it yet. I heard that that's what you can do if you have insurance and your car's registered in Florida. I heard that you can get one windshield repair per term or whatever.
I believe that's it. I don't know what the term is. I don't know if it's annually or if they finally say, yeah, man, you've gone through 10 windshields this month.
Yeah, I wonder, but I think they'll even come out at your work and just do it while you're working. And I heard it's all covered under insurance, at least in Florida, because my father's windshield cracked in Colorado, and he goes, "Oh, in Florida, you're lucky you get one. In Colorado, you got to do it yourself."
Right, exactly, yeah. Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
It's good.
Yeah.
It was on the highway. I heard the rock. It was a little plink, and then I saw it, and it put it in. Bird saw it when he was in my car, too. It put a little in the very center of my windshield,
It's
of course.
so aggravating.
Yeah, we were knee-deep talking serious conversation about meatballs on the way to the meatball eating contest.
Oh, wow.
And boom!
Yeah.
We got hit by a life meatball.
Yeah, that's happened. I've gone through 2 windshields now in 2 years, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" I'm like,
"It's your fault."
How could it possibly? Yeah, somehow it's my fault that all of our windshields are cracking because I'm the one behind the wheel when a rock hits us. I don't know what's going on, but somehow I'm doing it.
Yeah, so I don't know the protocols. I'm going to look into it today, and I'm going to get it fixed just because it's right in my vision. You can't ignore it. It's so obvious, and it's a pretty big hunk, man. It took out like a weird shaped hunk.
Yeah, and they don't get better on their own. They don't fix themselves. In fact, you could be in the store and you come back out and you're like, "What happened to my windshield?" It can go from a little crack and then the whole thing is just shattered.
Well, I don't want to be driving and then it collapses into my face. You know, I'm sure that's not very common, but, you know, geez, it's already, now it's damaged.
Yeah. Jill's saying it always full coverage in Florida, and you don't even have to have full coverage.
That's what I heard. I heard if there was anything with your windshield, you could get it replaced, and I'm hearing for free.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah, 1 per year is kind of the comments that I'm seeing in the KVJ TV chat right now on YouTube.
All right, so I'm going to test it out.
Yeah, okay, let me know how it goes. Yeah, I got to do the same thing. Well, we got some big news here, Jbird. I know that you have got a date now on your mind. You've been needing this hip replacement, and now we know when it's going to be happening.
March 2nd, baby.
Yeah.
We're getting me back.
All right.
I'm pretty pumped, not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, that's tough. You've been going through it for quite some time, and you know, almost like with the windshield and the crack in it, those hips just don't miraculously fix themselves. In fact, I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's had both of his replaced, and he said, "Yeah, man, I really put it off way too long." And my doctor finally kind of snapped at me, and he said, "Let me just show you what you're doing to your spine. Your back is all jacked up, and you got bunions on your feet, and that's all because of your hips, just so you know."
Yeah, that's the problem that's been going on. It's starting to take over other parts of the body, and you don't want that to happen. So I'm a good poster boy of, look, if you have a chance to get it done when you're younger, that would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, why wait?
Yeah, no, and the thing that I've heard, I mean, I actually ran into somebody we did at the Taste of Little Italy. Intern Jeremy's mom, she's done the hip replacement, and she had it done a while ago, and she's in her early 50s. So
that's what's crazy. There's a hip community out there.
Yeah, right.
People up in Port St. Lucie were coming up to me, "Bert, I've got my hip replaced before," kind of giving me the ups and downs of everything and what to expect. And everyone's a little bit differently, or everyone's a bit different. I'd probably be out here from the studio for about 2 weeks, but I'll be able to do stuff from the house.
Yeah, we're going to try to get a video set up at your place and get you nice and comfortable, and you can dial in from that. But yeah, I've heard the recovery's not bad. I mean, you're just a little slow moving for a couple of weeks, and you got the walker, I believe, is what my buddy had used. And then after that, you're up and doing David Lee Roth kicks.
I mean, I am so pumped to moonwalk again.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah, just to get everything straight. I mean,
so yeah, the next 2 weeks is pretty much getting my house hip-proofed.
Okay, all right.
And I want to celebrate. I know going into surgery can be kind of stressful. I want to take that away and have fun with it. That's what we did for my kidney operation.
Yeah,
we celebrated it, and it wasn't as anxious of a thing because I don't think anyone's ever too pumped to go under the knife.
Yeah, I hear you. But the great news is you look at what's on the other side, and it's almost like a new freedom.
Yeah, it's time, my man.
Okay, yeah, no doubt. Well, we're happy for that. We got that date set. I hear that the beast is stirring in the old bayou right now. Virginia's.
We have the Raging Cajun.
Yeah, she's coming too.
If she sounds like Urkel, that means she's gotten into some moonshine.
I don't know what condition she is in, but Virginia is in the Big Easy. Are you up and at 'em this morning, Virginia?
I am. I'm up, and I'm a little crusty, but I'm alive.
Oh, yeah. Someone's got, I just woke up voice.
How are you feeling right now?
I feel pretty good because I shut it down around like 1 a.m. So I went to bed early.
1 a.m. You shut it down and you're waking up feeling pretty good, huh?
I feel like $50.
That's unbelievable. If I had done that, Bird, I'd probably need about a week to get normal.
Oh, 1 a.m. is nothing for the Raging Cajun.
Yeah. And she's proud of herself.
I think I did great. Half the group stayed out, and they didn't get back till 4.
Oh, geez.
Oh, my gosh. So are they still sleeping?
One of them is up and talking about, I need to throw up.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. So what time did you start drinking yesterday, and what did the day of cocktails look like?
Well, I started on the parade route with a mimosa, strawberry mimosa, at 10 a.m. Then I had my last drink at about midnight, 12:30.
Okay, so you only went 14 to 15 hours straight yesterday?
Yes, that was actually really. I did great. Wow, I'm so proud of myself.
Just pat yourself on the back.
It's crazy.
I remember everything. I know every move I made. I remember almost getting arrested. It wasn't my fault.
Well, how did you almost get arrested?
So we got into this area by the Superdome. We were trying to sneak around because they said Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton were going to be coming in this back entrance. So it was the Endymion Ball. The whole parade of Endymion ends at the Superdome. And so we snuck into this area to see if we could see them, but then we couldn't get out. And this security guard was like, I don't know how you got in here. And we're like, we don't know how we got in here either. And she said, you've got to get out of here or you're going to get arrested. So we...
Have you ever been arrested at a Mardi Gras before?
No.
Okay.
You have to really be out the box for that.
I figured. Okay. All right. But
the cops are very cool during Mardi Gras. They know that everybody's drunk and is going to do something stupid, and the cops will look the other way. As long as you don't have violence or a weapon, they're just like, stop, you're drunk.
They look the other way until someone's going, I want some beads. And then they're looking over them, at them.
So what is the game plan for today? What does your itinerary look like in New Orleans?
So I just told these bitches, get up. We are going to get beignets, and then we're going to go up and down Magazine Street and do a little shopping and more eating. And yeah, the 3 o'clock today, I do a KVJ meetup at the Three-Legged Dog, the corner of Burgundy and Conti. They're boiling crawfish at 3 o'clock for us.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then what time do you think you'll shut it down tonight then as you head into Mardi Gras tomorrow?
Oh, tonight will be early. I'll probably call it an early night around midnight again.
Okay, well, good for you. And then what time do you get up for Mardi Gras tomorrow?
So that we get up at 7 a.m. and we go stand on the balcony, and Rex, the king of Carnival, the biggest parade, rolls right in front of my sister's house. So we have champagne and we have caviar, and we just start the party early tomorrow.
I saw on social media, did you walk next to a real panda on a street?
That's AI.
Yeah, we were making fun of that earlier.
Panda made another one where I'm riding that panda.
Okay.
I have to post that.
Bet you were last night.
Oh.
We had a good time.
I bet you did. All right. Well, we'll check in with you tomorrow and see how somehow you're still surviving. And then what time do you think that you'll be crashing back into South Florida on Wednesday night?
So we will drive all day Wednesday and probably be home around 8p, 9p. I'll be so tired by then.
By then?
I'm still going right now. I got the energy right now. Ugh.
You're still in the middle
Thursday don't look good.
You're in the middle of the season still right now. You got 2 more full days to go.
Yeah, this is Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
Okay. All right, Virginia, going back out to attack Bourbon Street and the Big Easy. Good luck today.
All right. What do you want me to bring you back? Jbird, I already got you some hand pies.
Yes. Those potatoes, dog. Hook me up.
Oh, yeah, you love Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be down there today.
Give me that Denny's.
I'm making... Yeah, I'll bring you some Denny's potatoes.
Also, get their honey mustard. Don't get the store kind. Get the honey mustard from the restaurant. All right.
Okay. All right.
Got that list?
Got it.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.
That's what Fat Kevin needs is some of that king cake they have. That stuff is addicting.
It's fantastic. It's maybe the best cake I've ever had in my life.
It might be one of the best cakes ever.
Yeah, if I got into rare form, I could house one of those all by myself. That thing is so good. You never know what you're going to get. I do love this feature that we have on the 97.9 WRMF app. It is the mic drop. You can go and look for the little microphone. You can actually leave us an audio message that we play. And I was just kind of going through, and you never know what you're going to get when you see the link. You have to just wait for the audio. But I hit the link, and I knew there was audio behind it that had come in, and this is what I got. Huh?
37.
You asked for people to send their farts into us. And when you said that, I thought, man, you better be prepared for this.
I was so confused because I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. And I forgot about that. It all came up because my wife, one time when I had farted, she said, gosh, you fart like an old man. I'm like, no. I'm not taking that. I'm like, and first of all, do different butts have different sounds at different ages? I mean, could you hear a fart and be able to determine somebody's age?
You know, that's old person fart. That's old man fart. Yeah, once you get to a certain age.
I guess, and I was just kind of wondering. I'm like, so let's play the fun little game. Do you know how old that person was? And you are? Oh, sorry. There you got a lot of gas here. You are?
37.
Yep, there you go. So there you go.
Sounds so sweet.
Yeah.
37.
Yeah. Oh, it was lovely. Thank you, Kayla. So what I've got is I got another one here for you. Yeah, that's a whole different animal right there. That's beefy.
That sounds like a mustard bottle.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay, so we got some guesses here on what it is, and I will go with the closest that we have to the actual guess. And Jeff is on here from Stewart. He's going to take our first guess. All right, Jeff, what do you think is the age of that last toot that we just heard? If you had to guess.
51.
Going to go 51. Okay. He's got 51 on that. That is his guess. Got Caitlin here. She's going to take a guess. How old do you think, Caitlin?
I said 41.
Caitlin's going to go 41. We got 51. We've got 41. We've got Dave on here from Port St. Lucie. Dave, what are you going to put the age at on this toot?
Being an expert fartologist myself, I'm saying 27.
You have a title? Is that a fartologist? Is that right?
It's not official, but I think I live it.
Dog, you got to get a business card.
I feel like I've earned it. I feel like I've earned it. Okay, well, let's check this out here. Okay, the fart and the age with it.
10.
10! I told you.
10. I was not going to go younger. I was going to go older. 10. That means, Dave, you are the closest, and that means we're going to have a fartologist in our KVJ section that we've got at Roger Dean Stadium coming up on the 28th for the Marlins-Cardinals game. Wow, nice work, Dave.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's, I guess it really is. You are a fartologist. Well, if you just heard our last segment, trying to match the fart with the age, and you need a little rocket fuel, maybe you can try a little queso. Might get you going. I guess KFC has got a little queso going on right now. They just introduced it early this year. Apparently, it's on a limited time or a quick promotional run. It's not going to be a permanent menu staple.
I went through on Saturday or on Sunday yesterday to get it up in Stewart, and they didn't have it in Stewart.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sought after, Kevin.
Okay. At least by you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wonder if you don't do queso that often, if that's the kind of thing that you can just introduce on a whim and have it work out okay.
Yeah, to me, I would think you try that out for a minute to see how it goes.
I think that queso can be a little tricky because there's something about it's not just cheese. It's got to be melted just right. And to me, it's got to have a little kick to it, a little bit of flavor.
Because there is a difference between that and, your little... Even Taco Bell will have a cheese sauce cup.
Yeah, right.
That's different.
Yes. Now, to me, the best queso I've ever had actually was at a Super Bowl party, and somebody had one of those crock pots, and they had the cheese in there, and they had chili and beef and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, this is just unbelievable. It was one of the best things I've ever eaten.
That's how you do it.
It is how you do it. I've never had anything that close. Now, if you're trying to find it in I guess kind of a fast food chain that has queso or a cheese dip, here's some of the better ones, at least that somebody had ranked out. Now, I'm not an expert in any of these, so tell me if you feel like these ratings are on. They put Buffalo Wild Wings at number 1.
They have good sauces.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I know, at least for their wings, their sauces are amazing. Never had the cheese. Baja Fresh. Not sure how many of those we have around here.
I don't think I know that.
No, I've heard the name, but I don't think we have it. Qdoba, kind of the same. I don't know if we have those yet or not. Then Chipotle, obviously we got that. Taco Bell's nacho cheese, Shake Shack, and Culver's.
I like Culver's. Culver's got good cheese sauce.
Okay, I know you like their curds. They were not real high on their cheese sauce.
I get their fries with the cheese sauce on the side, and I don't love it.
You do? Okay.
I do.
Somebody's saying that Lime has the best queso. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know where it is you go for them or if you've had the KFC or if you can even find it, but they've got it now.
Chipotle versus Moe's. I go Moe's.
Moe's is better than Chipotle?
I like Moe's better than Chipotle.
I'm trying to think of a place that really tries to hang their hat on it. Is there a place that tries to claim they have the best queso and really makes a run at doing it better than anybody else?
In the fast food world, I would say that's it. No, I mean I think your Chipotle and Moe's are your kind of your leaders on that.
Okay.
For your fast foodish or quick dine-in.
So you think if you're talking about who has the better queso, it's a head-to-head battle between Moe's and Chipotle.
Moe's is better, but I still don't think they're even in the top 5, honestly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very controversial today.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit of love for Chili's. Have you ever had their queso?
I have. It's good.
It is.
I like Chili's, man. I like their food.
I do too. I used to go there once a week. So I am still a fan of the old Chili's. So we had some people rebelling a bit on what we had for our top 4, but here's where it's going right now. Who has the best queso? KFC, we're not putting it on the list because you can't get it. And I don't know how long it's available for, even if it's available right now. But Chili's is kind of running away with it. They got almost half of the votes, followed by Moe's with 26%. Then you got Tijuana Flats now coming in. That was kind of a late surge. And then Chipotle is at 9%, but Tijuana Flats is at 18 now.
I think Tijuana Flats has better queso than Chipotle or Moe's, personally.
Okay.
I love their queso.
Yeah, but I tell you right now, it looks like your Chili's is kind of running away with it. Half the people say they got the best queso.
I think there's ground meat in there, too, I want to say.
I like when they put something spicy. Well, we got a date for Jbird's hip replacement surgery. That is a big step to rebuilding the bird and getting him all right, moving around, fleet-footed, feeling great.
Dancing, baby. We're going to be dancing.
That's it. Hopefully that'll kind of have an effect on any of the back issues. That'll be probably checking that off the list and getting that sleep in there. Some key elements. Now, as we get good news and feel like we're rebuilding the bird, are we taking a step back with this new addition to your house? I know you love haunted dolls, and you had Vlad the Impaler that was there. reported a haunted doll.
We have a few haunted dolls at my house.
Yes.
There's a whole section of them.
And there's been a lot of things that might have been keeping you awake that's going on, coming out of them dolls. And now you've added a new one to the family.
Lilly, like my chat GPT's name. My girlfriend got it for me, and it's supposed to protect your house from other spirits that are bad, but you have to follow a set of rules with Lilly. If not, Lilly turns on you.
Oh, no. Now, what are these kind of rules that you have to have? That's all you need is someone else giving you rules.
There's a time where she's supposed to go back in her box.
Okay.
There is a moment where she's supposed to come out of the box and protect the area. I think during Halloween, you have to be kind of careful with what you do with her for 30 days. I love it. I think it's neat. But it's supposed to protect you, too.
Okay.
Supposed to.
So Lilly the doll will fend off, maybe even and kind of offset some of the evil spirits. Lilly looks like she's possessed. She doesn't look like she's friendly.
It's pretty cool looking, though. It's a whole thing where there's rules to it.
She kind of looks like she's in the band Kiss. With the makeup. White face, dark kind of painting on it there. Okay.
Not the creepiest doll I have either.
Really?
I've got some old puppets that are really creepy.
Yeah.
I'm a puppet guy.
I think you've had a few of them in some of your movies. So where does this Lilly the doll go? Does it get a special place, or is it just with the other ones?
I'm not going to put her with other dolls. She's got to be on her own, and she's got to watch Vlad because he likes to get around, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, you better watch out. You might have you might have a pregnant Lilly doll here before too long.
Vlad, keep it in your pants.
Okay, good luck with that. Okay, well, there you go. A new little thing for Jbird's interesting house that he does a lot of videos about. And the last one you did, boy, you're really popping off new things. I saw you got a Bigfoot army now. Did you ever figure out how you're going to put that up?
I'm glad you saw the video. Oh, yeah. Very nice. We're about to make sure that it's hip proof right now. So my family and everyone's helping me kind of make sure the old place is not too many things to knock into.
Okay. All right. So you got a lot of things that get knocked over, too.
Exactly. That's why. It's kind of.
You got a lot of work to do.
That's why my family's a bit concerned.
All right. Well, coming up, we've got more KVJ. It's going to be on the After the Show. Got a lot of stuff to get into. Got an interesting email from one of our KVJ Nationers. We are going to keep her anonymous, but she wanted to tell us about her high school experience with some of the Epstein survivors that are now on the global news. So we will get to that on the After the Show. You can watch that live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch, and get it anytime you want on demand on Spotify. But before we get there, Bird, if you would, wrap us up with your thought for the day.
We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. I don't know why I said it like that.
that was terrible. For the effect. I was waiting for something to tie it all together.
I got caught in between, I don't know, voices or something.
I like the extra flair.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.